today afternoon also we are having 2 sessions. So one half session. If cutout box is available means in working control standard, the cutout box to be in open condition, and in non-working control standard, the cutout box to be in closed condition. So this is A9 valve. This is SA9 valve. So A9 valve is used for formation brake, that is formation brake, and SA9 valve is used for applying the loco brake. So this is the controller. This is a olden days loco model. So here this top one is A9 valve, bottom one is SA9 valve. This is a non-panel type loco. So no panel will be available in this loco. It is a pipeline type model loco. So all the walls will be arranged here and there. Pipelines will be laid between the walls to for brakes to apply. So see here, the back side of this A9 and SA9 valve, we can see this A9 cutout top. And also we can see this regulating wheel. So this top one is this A9 valve with the regulating wheel. Bottom one is this SA9 valve with the regulating wheel. So this is A9 outlet top. So A9 valve cutout top at the back side of this A9 valve in the control standard. Here you can see means this is the A9 regulating wheel, this is SA9 regulating wheel. We are having this A9 cutter. Okay. Next we are going to see the next valve. This is the C2 relay valve. As I said yesterday, where this C2 relay valve comes. This is the C2 relay valve. So it is a delivery valve. So first we have seen this supply valve, the transfer valve we will see later. We have seen this. Now we are going to see this delivery valve. So it is called a C2 relay valve in SA9 system. If it is in the A9 system, if it is in A9 system, that is BP system, it is called a additional C2 relay valve. But both are same only. So two C2 relay valves we are having in the panel. See here, this is the C2 relay valve. Here are voice. Clear. Okay. This is the C2 relay valve. This is the additional C2 relay valve. So this C2 relay valve is used in the SA9 system, that is brake, loco brake application system. This C2 relay valve is used for BP charging, that is in A9 system. So two C2 relay valves we are having in the system. So this is a C2 relay valve. This is C2 relay valve. This is additional C2 relay valve. You can see this C2 relay valve. Additional C2. Both are located in the panel, air brake tri-plate panel. This is the air brake tri-plate panel. This is the additional C2 relay valve. This is the C2 relay valve. This is what is additional C2 relay valve. So what is the function of this relay valve? So it gets the pilot air supply from SA9 and supply the MR and convert this pilot air pressure. Okay, it will convert this MR pressure, same value as the pilot air pressure, and it will supply at the, it will relay that pressure to the brake cylinders. This is the function of this C2 relay valve. So this only applies and releases the brake, that is loco brake. Okay, it is consists of 4 ports. Port number 1, you can see here. See here, it consists of 4 ports. Port number 1, we are having this MR input, and port number 2, then this is the control port or pilot air port. The pilot air line which is coming from the SA9 valve through the transfer valve, that is MEPB valve, will reach this control port, and this is the diaphragm. It will go to the top of the diaphragm, and also it will go to the bottom of the diaphragm. So both will be balanced, and how much that value will be converted, this MR, the red color line will be converted into the same value as the delivery port. So whenever this at port number 2 pilot air pressure or control pressure is available, this 1 and 3 ports are connected. Okay, but whenever at the port number 2 no pressure was there, always this 3 port was connected to exhaust. So whenever at port number 2 air is available, 1 and 3 is connected, that is MR is converted into delivery. How much value? Same as the value of the controller pressure or pilot air pressure by means of this balancing of the diaphragm. So but if it is at port number 2 no pressure is available, it's always connected to this exhaust, this white color. Okay, this is the C2 relay valve, that is if you receive the air from the control air or pilot air from the supply valve and it will release the same amount of air by converting the M1 pressure into the same value as the pilot air pressure, and it will give output. Where the output is going, from port number 3 in SI9 system. So this is the C2 relay valve available in the panel. This area only diaphragm will be there. Now we are going to see the additional C2 relay valve. C2 relay valve is used in the SI9 system or loco brake system, but additional C2 relay valve same function, but it is available in the DP system or A9 system. So what is the function of this valve? It receives the pilot air pressure from A9 valve and supply and release this pressure, that is convert the MR pressure the same value of the pilot air pressure, and it will charge the brake pipe. So it is charging and dropping BP. So it is available in the A9 system. Here it circuit, this A9 circuit, if you are going to see where it will be available, see here. So this is the pilot air pressure coming from the A9 valve, where the pilot air pressure is reaching this additional C2 relay valve at port number 2. So port number 1 we are having this MR2 air. And the output pressure is charged to the brake pipe. So this is the function of this relay valve. So two relay valves are available. Ordinary C2 relay valve is used in SI9 system, and this additional C2 relay valve is used in PP system or A9 system. See here, see this is the additional C2 relay valve. In some locos, additional C2 relay valve with one overcharge feature. You can see at this bottom of the C2 relay valve, nothing is there. But in additional C2 relay valve, bottom some portion of pipeline was there. This is the overcharge feature. What will happen if you overcharge? A separate button is available on the control stand for overcharging the BP. If you press that button, with the help of this 3163, this number is 3163, overcharge magnet valve will supply one extra pressure to the bottom of this additional C2 relay valve. So always how much pressure coming from the A9 valve, this C2 relay valve will relay. But if you press that button, that is suppose example, if you are placed your A9 handle in release position, how much BP will be there? How much BP pilot air will be there if A9 handle is in release position? Tell me, how much BP will be there? Yesterday we had seen the table, na? 3.5. If A9 is in release position, how much BP will be there? 5 kg will be there. See, in release position, brake pipe pressure, how much BP? So 5 kg will be coming out from the A9 valve as pilot air pressure. Okay, so this C2 relay, this additional C2 relay valve will charge that 5 kg pressure only. But if you press that one extra button available on the loco pilot cabin, that is called overcharge button. If you press that button, this magnet valve or Rotex magnet valve number 3163. This will get energized. So it will supply some extra air to the bottom of the diaphragm. So due to that extra but this relay valve will, the piston inside the relay valve will lift some extra upward direction. So we will get the output as 5.4 kilogram per centimeter square day. So normal BP is 5 kg per centimeter square day, but if you press that overcharge future button, this overcharge magnet valve will function. It will send some extra air via this copper tube to the bottom of this relay valve. So additionally 0.4 kg per centimeter square pressure will increase. So your output BP will be 5.4 kilogram per centimeter square day. Why we need that BP 5.4 kilogram per centimeter square day? Because initially this is that value 5.4 kilogram per centimeter square. Why we need this is called overcharging BP. So it helps to release the brake binding in any of the vehicle from the locomotive. That is other from the loco. If you want to, previously the coaches and wagons are attached to one first loco. Now we detach that loco and we attach the separate loco. So the brake binding will be there in the coaches and wagons because of a non-release of pressures in the distributor valves of the wagons and coaches. So we need to go to all the wagons or coaches. We need to destroy that pressure for releasing the brake. But instead of that, from the loco itself, if we charge the BP pressure more than 5, that is 5.4 kilogram per centimeter square, all the brakes which was previously applied in the formation will get released. So this is called a C2W relay valve with overcharging feature. In Alco locos, if that overcharging feature is available, that is bottom on extra this brass portion is available means, and also this overcharge magnet valve is available means, this pipeline is also available means this overcharge feature will function. But in some shed, this some locos instead of non-availability of this overcharge feature valve, they might go placed ordinary additional C3 relay valve. So in that locos, even if you are pressing that overcharge feature button, that overcharge feature won't work. So your BP can't able to rise 5.4 kilogram per centimeter square. So this is used for releasing the brake bindings available previously present on coaches and wagons. So this is the additional C3 relay valve and additional C3 relay valve with the overcharge feature. So C3 relay valve will be looking like this. Additional C3 relay valve will also look like this. If it is having that overcharge feature, this bottom brass portion will be there. Okay. This is this 3163 magnet valve or overcharge magnet valve. Next we are going to see this MUTB valve. So this is the main valve, that is it is called a multiple unit valve. In non-panel type locos, it is fitted on A control stand, but in panel type locos, it is available on the panel. Here we can see this is this MUTB valve, this cylinder and this knob. So we will select the loco as lead or trial only by this MUTB valve. If this knob is in horizontal position, our loco will be in lead mode. But if you press this knob and rotate it in anti-clockwise direction, so this knob will become this 12 o'clock position. If it becomes 12 o'clock position, means that indicates the loco, the brake system was changed to trial or dead. What is meant by trial? In a multi-loco, both the locos will be in a cranking condition. So between the locos, 4 pneumatic hoses will be connected and one electrical MU jumper cable will also be connected. So from the both the locos are in cranking condition. So from the lead loco, the trial loco can be controlled electrically and also pneumatically. That is, brakes can also come in the trial loco. This is called a multi. In a multi, we will get both the loco power. So 3100 HP lead loco plus 3100 HP trial loco, both the power we can add. So 6200 HP, we can haul that much load. What is meant by dead? So if the second loco, that is the trial, if a loco got failed, we need to take it from one place to another place. That is from the failed station to the diesel loco shed. So it will be attached as dead condition to the leading loco. So what will be connected in between the locos? The pneumatic pipes only will be connected, because the dead loco is a dead only. We can't able to take the power from the loco. So the loco was in surround condition and brake system will be functional in that dead loco that is controlled by the lead loco brakes. Okay, so the dead loco is a simple loco. Just it is used to for it is we are transferring the dead loco from the failed area to our diesel loco shed or any station. So when brakes will come in the dead loco by selecting this MUTV to dead position. This is the MUTV valve to dead position. So delta trial is this 12 o'clock position and this 3 o'clock position is a lead position. So this makes the loco brake system either as a lead or trial. Normally in a working loco MUTV will be lead position. In a multi loco it is kept in trial position, or in dead loco it is kept in trial or dead position. So it consists of the following ports. Port number 2 and 20, 3 and 13, 63, 53, 30 and exhaust port. So 2 and 20 is used for SN9 system for transferring the pilot air from SN9 to the seat relay valve. 2 and 20 is used. 3 and 13 is used for A9 system, that is for transferring the pilot air pressure from A9 valve to additional seat relay valve. 3 and 13 connections are there. 63 and 53. So MR input will be given to this port number 63 and 53 is dummy. 30 port. This is called a multiple unit pipe. From this port only, the MUTV valve is controlling the next valve, that is called the F1 selector valve. These two are multiple unit valves. So with the help of that MUTV, we are selecting this MUTV as lead or trial. If we keep it in lead means it will control this next valve, F1 selector valve, by sending the air or not sending the air. If they are from this MUTV valve, the air is going to the F1 selector means that will happen when your MUTV is in dead position or trial position. But if your MUTV is in lead position, no air will go through this port number 30 to F1 selector valve. So your F1 selector valve will also be in lead position. So if you keep this MUTV in lead, port number 2 and 20 is connected, that is SA9 ka path is connected. 3 and 13 is connected, that is A9 ka path is connected. And port number 30 is connected with the exhaust. Since 30 is connected with the exhaust, no air is going to the F1 selector valve. So F1 selector valve will also be in lead mode. Port number 63 is connected with 53. 63 where we are getting that MR2 input is connected to 53. So it's dummy port. So like this. But if you are moving to trial or dead position, what is happening? The 2 and 20 paths will be disconnected. That is, SN9 path disconnected, A9 path disconnected, but 63 is connected to 30. 63 where we are getting the MR2 input is connected to 30. So 30. So MR2 which we received at 63 through this port number 30 it will go to F1 selector valve. So F1 selector valve will now also move to trial or dead position. So F1 selector valve is remotely operated by this MUTV valve. By sending this MR pressure to the valve means trial or dead. No air is sending to the F1 selector means it is the F1 selector was in lead position only. So MUTV lead means the knob you are placed in horizontal position. So if it is placed in horizontal position means no MR2 pressure is applied to F1 selector valve. MUTV delta trial means the knob is placed in a vertical position and MR2 pressure is applied to the F1 selector valve. So F1 selector valve is also in delta trial position. If you want to change from lead to trial or trial to lead, you have to press and rotate. Not simply rotating, you have to press that the knob and you have to rotate. Next valve is this F1 selector valve. So like MUTV valve, this valve will also make the loco brake system as either lead or trial. That is, it changes its position according to the position of MUTV. If MUTV is in lead, F1 selector valve is also in lead. If MUTV is in trial, F1 selector valve automatically comes to trial position. So normally it has two positions, namely that is lead and trial based on MUTV valve. But one third position is also available. That is called auto lead position. So as I said yesterday, for our brake system, we need only MR2 air. That is MR1 reservoir, it is going to air dryer, Air from air dryer, we are collecting that air in the MR2 reservoir. From MR2 reservoir through brake system cutout cock and J filter, the air is used only for air brake system. But for this F1 selector valve, at consider this following ports. So at port number 15, we need this MR equalizing input also. So keep it in mind, the only valve in IRAP system, that is F1 selector valve, that requires one MR equalizing line. So this why we need this MR equalizing line? Because if in a multi-locos, if a lead loco is there, trial loco is there, that loco working normally, but some unusual happened, that is coupling got disconnected between the loco. So what will happen? All the brake pipe connections, that is brake connections, that is BP pipe, FP pipe, MR equalizing pipe, DC equalizing pipe will be connected between the locos. So from the lead loco, the brakes will be applying on the dead loco through these pipes only. But if that loco, that is coupling disconnected, what will happen? All the hose pipes will also get disconnected. That is called loco parting. If loco parting happens, so in the lead loco, due to the drop of BP, automatically brake will come. But how the brake will come in the trial loco? Because trial loco brakes are controlled from the lead loco only. For that purpose, we need this MR equalizing line. So always port number 15, MR equalizing line should be there in this F1 selector valve. So during that loco parting, since the parting of MR equalizing was also taking place, so from this port number 15, the MR equalizing air previously available, now it will be exhausted to the atmosphere because of the parting of the hose, because MR equalizing pressure is applied from the lead loco only. Okay, now parting takes place. Now what happens? That's MR equalizing at port number 15, the pressure will come 0. So whether your MUTB is lead or trial, it doesn't matter. So what will happen? At port number 15, no MR equalizing pressure means this F1 selector valve will automatically come to auto lead position. Even though if you keep your MUTB in lead or trial in any position, it will come to this auto lead position. So only F1 selector valve have this auto lead position. What for this question is there? To apply brakes in the trial loco of a multi if loco parting takes place in between. Okay, then port number 30 and 14, it is used for transferring the brake cylinder pressure to the brake cylinder equalizing pipe. In system we will see port number 30 and 14. 4 and 16, it is used for transferring the brake cylinder piloter from the conjection brake system, that is from C3W distributor valve to the brake cylinder C2W valve. And port number 53 and 63, these are all the ports which receives the signal from MUTB, port number 30. As I said, through the port number 30 of MUTB valve only, the MR2 signal is sending to MUTB. If signal is going to F1 selector means, that is MR2 air is going means it will be in lead and it will be in trial or dead. If no signal is going means it will be lead mode. That is that from the port number 30 of MUTB, the air is coming to the port number 53 and 63 of F1 selector valve. So if it is in lead position, what and all the connections will be there? So 30 is connected to the port number 14, port number 4 will be 16. But if it is in trial position, port number 14 is only connected with 16 and 20. But if it is in auto lead, so automatically it is coming to lead, even though if you placed your MUTB in trial position, port number 4 is connected to 16. And what are all the conditions it will make lead? So two conditions should be satisfied. That is, always at port number 15, MR equalizing pressure should be there and no MR2 input from MUTB valve, then your F1 selector valve will be in lead. Second, trial means, so input pressure from MR equalizing line should be there in port number 15 and MR2 pressure is also coming from MUTB valve. That will convert this F1 selector valve to trial. But in both the conditions, if there is no MR equalizing input, so this F1 selector valve will automatically go to auto lead position. So in coordination with the MBTP valve, this valve will also make the system to operate as a lead unit or trial unit. But if MR equalizing line, this pressure is 0, this valve will automatically go to auto lead mode. So this is the circuit you can see. This is the F1 selector valve. So from port number 30, MBTP port, the MR2 here, no MR2 pressure deflectable. First condition. Second condition, at port number 15, MR equalizing pressure was there. Lead condition. So during lead condition, what are the connections will be made? 30 and 14 will be there. 4 and 16 will be there. 30 means from seat brake cylinder seat to relay valve. It is charging the brake cylinder equalizing pipe to 30 and 14. And 4 is going to the brake cylinder seat to relay valve. These two conditions will be satisfied. 30 and 14, 4 and 16. Port number 63 and 53 receiving no MR from F1 factor from MUTP valve. And main condition, port number 15, MR equalizing pressure should be there. Second condition, when it will be trial or dead condition. So MR2 here from port number 63 of MUTP is transferring to port number 30 of MUTP and is reaching the 63 and 53 of F1 selector valve. That is, MR2 pressure is also available and the MR equalizing pressure is also available at port number 15. These two conditions are satisfied means so these two conditions are satisfied means what will be happened? 30 and 14 will be disconnected, 4 and 16 will be disconnected, and which connections will be made? 14 and 16 connections will be made. That is, DC equalizing line port will be connected to the seat relay valve port. This only connections will be made. So now take this lead position. In this lead position, or to take this lead position. So in this lead position, so when this 15 port train loco porting takes place, so at port number 15, no MR equalizing pressure available. So whether your MBTP is in lead or trial or anything, this F1 selector will want to see. So always this 4 and 16 will be connected in auto lead mode. Why? Because to have brakes in the trial loco, this valve will go to auto lead mode if no pressure. We can call it this port number 15 as a battery. This as a battery. If battery is there, then only it will function. If no battery is there, so if in lead mode battery is there, it will with the help of this MR2 pressure, no MR2 pressure is in lead mode. In trial mode, this battery should be there. That is port number 15, MR equalizing pressure should be there, and MR2 pressure is coming from the MBTP valve. This valve will be in trial mode. But in both the cases, if battery is not there, that is MR equalizing pressure is not there, this valve will automatically go to auto lead position. So auto lead position means port number 4 is always connected with the 16. That port connections we will see inside. So this is a non-panel type loco. In non-panel type loco, this MBTP valve is available in the A control stand. So you can see the knob. It is in lead position. That is horizontal means it is in lead position. But in panel type loco, you can see this MBTP valve, this knob. This knob is the MBTP valve. And on top of this MBTP valve, this is the F1 selector valve. So additional seat relay valve. This is the F1 selector valve. This is the MBTP valve. Okay. So now we are going to see this SNN system. Yesterday we have seen. Now it will be very clear. So we studied all the valves, individual valves. So two SNN valves available. So working SNN valve will be in apply position, and non-working SNN control stand valve will be always in release position. So these two outputs, so MR pressure is reaching this SNN valve by means of this regulating wheel. We have adjusted to maximum supply 3 or 3.5 kg per centimeter squared. That is brake cylinder piloter pressure. That brake cylinder piloter pressure is coming to this 24 AD double check valve. Since this valve allows only the greater pressure So the non-working controls on press brakes, pilot pressure will be 0 here, 3 or 3.5 will be here, so 3.5 will be transferred to the METB water. So I said METB in lead position. So METB in lead means what I decided 2 is connected with 20 in the SNN system, 3 is connected with 30 in the ANN system. So you can see this 2 is connected to the 20. So the path is opened by METB in lead position. So that these brakes on the pilot pressure will get transferred through this METB valve and it will reach the 24 ready double check valve. So from ANN system, that is from conjunction brake system, this pressure will be here. Since no pressure here, single pressure only available at this point. So this pressure will be going as pilot pressure to C3 level control port. So that is top of the diaphragm. So what this C3 level will do? It will relay the same. That is, it will convert the MR pressure, MR2 pressure to the same value of this pilot pressure. It will give output. Where it is giving output? It is this giving output to brake cylinders through this Bogie isolation path. So after this Bogie isolation path from the front track, the brake cylinder gauge is taken tapping. So how much brake cylinder pressure will be there maximum in apply position? 3 kg or 3. What means brakes are applied. Similarly, so if METB is in lead means F1 selector valve will also be in lead condition. So when F1 selector is in lead condition, what all the connections are there? 30 is connected to 14. You see, METB is in lead means F1 selector is in lead means 30 is connected with 14. So that 30-14 connection we can see here. So 30 is connected with 14. This path is open. So which is this path? The path that is the brake cylinder pilot air pressure. So the brake cylinder output pressure. How much it is going to brake cylinder? Same pressure. It will go to this through this F1 selector valve. It will
go to the closest valve.
So go this brake cylinder equalizing cock will be at a long put and a short put. It will be in closed condition. That will be trapped in the logo within the system itself. But if a second logo is attached, a trial or death logo is attached, so that brake cylinder equalizing cock of that logo and now our logo brake cylinder equalizing forces will be connected. If connected and this cock opened means this pressure value will go to the trial or death logo, and death logo also brakes will apply if you apply SNN in the lead logo. How it is clear system? Loco brake application by SNN, is it clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
We are using supply valve, transfer valve, and one discharge delivery valve. Okay. This F1 selector is also a transfer valve. METB is in lead means it will also make this F1 selector valve to lead. So 30 and 14 will be connected. 4 and 16 will also be connected. But that we will see in the ANN system. Okay, now with the help of this loco brake application, brake cylinders not only brake cylinder pipe is also getting charged. Okay, this is the apply. That is brake cylinder pilot level. It is converted to brake cylinder pressure output to brake cylinder. This is the apply. Now we will see the release. If you move the SNN handle to release position, what will happen? The pilot air pressure which was applied, you see, if you move our SNN handle to release position, so the pilot air from this SNN valve through the double check valve through METB and through the second double check valve, the control air port to receive this pressure. So now if we change our SNN to release position, this pilot air pressure, the path will be opened here. This 20 is connected to exhaust in SNN valve. So whatever the pressure supplied will to C2 valve will get exhausted back in this exhaust port of SNN field valve. So I said no port, no air connections at this port. No air connection. There is no supply of air, no zero pressure at this port number 2. Now it will happen. So at control port, zero pressure means what will happen? I said always that the delivery port is connected to the exhaust. Now the 1, 2, 3 connections will be disconnected and 3 is connected to exhaust. 3 is connected to exhaust means what will happen? All the pressure were available in the brake cylinder equalizing pipe and also those brake cylinder the air supplied will move back. All the air will get exhausted through this exhaust port of a seat relay valve. That means pilot air pressure which you are supplied to seat relay valve will get exhausted in this SN9 exhaust valve, and the brake cylinder air pressure which is charged brake cylinder equalizing pipe and also the brake cylinder of the loco, all this pink color portion will get exhausted in the exhaust valve of a C2 relay valve, exhaust port of a C2 relay valve. Thus the brakes got released. So these exhaust ports should not be blocked or choked. If exhaust ports are choked or blocked means what will happen? During the SN9 release also, the brakes, this air can't able to go to the exhaust, so brakes will still be in applied condition. If the exhaust port of this SN9 valve is also blocked means this pilot air pressure which we are supplied to seat relay valve can't able to exhaust from this SN9 valve also. So both gets the danger. This is a application and this is the exhaust. So the pilot air pressure which we are supplied up to seat relay valve will get exhausted to the SN9 exhaust port, and the brake cylinder pressure and brake cylinder equalizing line charge pressure will get exhausted to the seat relay valve exhaust port. This is the working of the system. Now the loco brake application by SN9 multiple unit. Now we will take as a multiple unit. So this is the multi-unit. So in multi-unit, this is the lead loco, this is the trial loco. So lead loco MUTB will be in lead. So F1 factor will also be in lead. So our brake, it's orange color line, our brake cylinder brake will be applied, and also brake cylinder equalizing pipe also, the brake cylinder equalizing pipe also fully charged with the DC pressure. How much? 3 or 3.5 kilogram per second. If we take a multi-unit, so multi-unit lead loco MUTB will be in lead, but this trial loco MUTB will be in trial. So trial loco MUTB trial means the trial loco F1 filter will also be in trial. So this lead loco, this lead means 30 and 14 are connected. So this brake cylinder equalizing line is also charged. You see this, this is the brake cylinder equalizing hoses of both the lead loco and the trial loco connected. And this non-working end brake cylinder equalizing cock was closed. But here the working end, so we need to transfer this brake cylinder equalizing. So this brake cylinder equalizing cock here is opened in the lead loco, and also this coupled end of the trial loco that also in open condition, and it is closed in the non-working end. So long, you can take it as a long route. This is long route, so short route is connected. So through this BC equalizing hoses, connected BC equalizing hoses, the brake cylinder equalizing line of the trial loco also gets charged by this same pressure. Now this F1 cylinder valve is in trial. So previously we had seen if F1 cylinder valve is in trial, which port is connected? 14 is connected with 16 and 20. So don't worry about this port number 20. To take 14 is connected with 16. So you see, so F1 cylinder valve, this trial loco F1 cylinder valve is in trial. So 14 is connected to 16. So this pressure will be traveling through this F1 selector valve 14, 16. Where it is going? It is going to the C2 relay valve. So here you can see from the SN9 of this trial loco, this blue color portion, no pressure will be there because this loco is in trial mode. So only this orange portion, it will go to this 24 AD double check valve, second 24 AD double check valve of trial loco. It will go to the C2 relay valve as pilot air pressure. So this loco resists pilot air pressure means what it will do? This relay valve, it will charge the same pressure. So it will charge the same pressure to the trial loco of brake cylinders. That is, you are applying brake from the lead loco, so that brake is transferred to the trial loco through this BC equalizing force through the efforts at trial mode 14 and 16. It is going to the brake central level of trial loco, and from the central level of trial loco, the trial loco brake cylinders receive the same amount of air. This is the brake application, loco brake application in trial loco by SI9. This multi-unit trial loco from SIN of lead loco. So if you are removing this brake, what will happen? So similarly, the pilot air pressure here will be exhausting SN valve, and all these pressures available here will get exhausted the C2 valve exhausted. Similarly, the pressure available up to this port number 2, this orange line, this line is also get exhausted in the C2 valve of where? C2 valve of lead loco. The pilot air line is exhausted from the C2 valve of lead loco. The supplied line, the brake cylinder line, which is supplied to the trial loco, will get exhausted in the exhaust port of this trial loco C2 valve. So this line, that is from this line, this area will get exhausted here in this C2 valve of lead loco, and the supplied line to the brake cylinders of trial loco will get exhausted in the C2 valve of trial loco. Okay, so we will take a break, sir. We will take a break of 5 minutes. So now time is 10:08. So 10:15 we will log in again and we will see. Okay, 10:15 we will log in again.